Random House Audio presents The Perricone Weight Loss Diet, a simple 3-part plan to lose the fat, the wrinkles, and the years, by Nicholas Perricone, MD. Read for you by David Pittu, with an introduction read by the author.
Writing the Perricone Weight Loss Diet is the cumulative result of decades of research into the role of inflammation in aging and age-related diseases, including obesity. In many ways, this is the most exciting and revolutionary book that I've written to date. Scientists are rapidly acknowledging the role of inflammation in many diseases and chronic conditions. However, I believe this will be the first book that will clearly demonstrate how this subclinical, microscopic, invisible inflammation is responsible for a great number of metabolic problems resulting in accelerated aging, serious health threats, unwanted weight gain, and obesity. If this was not bad enough news for adults, there is now alarming new evidence that this diet-related inflammation is also causing weight gain and obesity in young children and adolescents, resulting in diseases and conditions such as type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome, which normally do not manifest until much later in life. The alarming epidemic of obesity in this country has led the National Institutes of Health and other leading health organizations to revise the food pyramid we all learned in school. Now, for example, they are recommending a significant increase in the amounts of fruits and vegetables we eat, a move I heartily endorse because these foods, along with fish, such as wild Alaskan salmon, are great sources of antioxidants, nature's natural anti-inflammatories. This is good news because I believe that the solution to the ever-growing problem of trying to lose weight and remain healthy is as close as your next meal. My research has shown that the chief therapeutic intervention to prevent weight gain, regardless of your age, is the anti-inflammatory diet. I have observed significant weight loss in thousands of individuals who follow the simple formula of avoiding foods that are pro-inflammatory and choosing in their place the foods with anti-inflammatory properties. The Perricone Weight Loss Diet will introduce you to these foods, forever dispelling confusion when you're in the supermarket or at a restaurant. You will now have a simple, foolproof plan for healthy eating that will accelerate weight loss and enable you to keep it off for life. What is of particular interest to me is the fact that the same foods, those with anti-inflammatory properties that fight many diseases, aging, skin sagging, and wrinkling, also cause significant weight loss, and they are safe for everyone, children and adults alike. At the same time, the foods that accelerate aging and put us at risk for disease and the loss of cognitive abilities, the pro-inflammatory foods, also cause weight gain. These foods and beverages also interfere with the body's natural ability to metabolize foods properly, making it increasingly difficult to lose unwanted weight. The Perricone Weight Loss Diet anti-inflammatory regimen is unique because people who follow the program not only experience significant loss of body fat in a short period of time, they also display incredible radiance and a greater appearance of youthfulness. The majority of weight loss programs result in the opposite effect, a haggard, dull, and somewhat drawn appearance to the face and body after weight loss. Another wonderful benefit is this. The weight loss from this anti-inflammatory diet is one of body fat and not water weight or muscle. It is vitally important to maintain muscle mass because muscle is metabolically active and burns more calories than other body tissue, even when you're not moving. The Perricone Weight Loss Diet plan not only maintains lean body tissue, muscle, but actually increases muscle mass, allowing those in the program to retain a more youthful appearance, maintain strength, and keep the weight off. The Perricone Weight Loss Diet delivers visible results quickly. In addition, our emphasis is always on the positive benefits, such as increased radiance to the skin, decreased pore size, decreased puffiness under the eyes, more glamorous definition and contour to the cheekbone and jawline, an increase in overall skin tone, an attractive, lithe, and well-muscled figure, and of course, an impressive weight loss. As we embark on the Perricone Weight Loss Diet, I want to personally give each of you my promise that this program will work for you in both the short and the long term. It is not a diet but a lifestyle. It includes natural, unadulterated foods, nutritional supplements that help metabolize fat, burn calories, and maintain muscle mass, and simple exercise recommendations that accelerate the loss of fat and the increase of muscle. Cumulatively, each tier will result in a slim, supple body, more energy, a greater brain power, a radiant, glowing complexion, and increased feelings of well-being for you and every member of your family. The secret to this successful weight loss plan is simple. Follow an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. The cornerstone is the anti-inflammatory diet, which carefully controls blood sugar and insulin levels and therefore automatically decreases the incidence of hypertension, type 2 diabetes, obesity, the risk of heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. This focus on microinflammation as a factor in aging and obesity is an entirely novel and original concept, and it works every time. Nicholas Perricone, MD, Madison, Connecticut.
Part 1. The Inflammation-Fat Connection. Chapter 1. Getting Started. In writing this book, I have discovered that the greatest gift I can give my readers is permission to eat healthy and delicious food. This might seem strange, considering the book and this audio program are about weight loss, because traditional concepts of weight loss are all about not eating. Nevertheless, it is a fact. Statistics regarding obesity and excess weight are alarming. The International Obesity Task Force, which is advising the European Union, had estimated in 2003 that about 200 million of the 350 million adults living in what is now the European Union may be overweight or obese. The U.S. Census Bureau's Census 2000 stated that nearly two-thirds of adults in the United States were overweight and 30.5% were obese. However, a closer evaluation of the figures in the latest analysis indicated that may be an underestimate. We Americans, children and adults, are more confused than ever about what constitutes a healthy diet. According to statistics from the National Institute of Health, the prevalence of obesity in the United States has almost doubled since 1980. And for good reason. For the past several decades, we have been bombarded with all kinds of misinformation about what we should and should not eat or drink. As soon as one scientific study hits the news wires, another one with equally convincing yet contradictory data springs up. From books to videos, we are assailed with confusing and opposing points of views from all kinds of experts and pseudo-experts. Consequently, figuring out what to eat and what to avoid has become increasingly difficult. The Perricone weight loss diet cuts through the confusion and provides a simple, foolproof eating plan that will improve your health, help to fight the signs of aging, help you to lose weight, and prevent new weight gain. It all begins with learning which foods make this possible and which foods defeat our purpose. But first, some history. Back in the 1960s, the then-young baby boomers began a dietary back-to-the-land revolution in protest of the post-World War II introduction of processed foods. In typical backlash fashion, everything this generation embraced had to be whole, natural, fresh, unprocessed, and grown without pesticides and chemical fertilizers. This was the beginning of the health food movement, which is stronger and more powerful than ever, and finally, after more than 4 decades, becoming increasingly mainstream. That was the good news. The bad news is that was the last positive dietary trend we have seen. Ever since then, we have had one dangerous and poorly thought-out plan after another. In addition, fast food has now become a ubiquitous part of our landscape. According to Eric Schlosser, author of Fast Food Nation, on any given day, 1 out of 4 Americans has a meal from a fast food restaurant. The 70s saw the introduction of the Atkins low-carbohydrate, high-protein diet. At first glance, the concept made sense. However, there were a number of serious and dangerous flaws, some since amended, among them an overabundance of saturated fats. The 90s reintroduced this craze, slightly modified. Perhaps the worst dietary craze belongs to the 1980s, which heralded in the age of the no-fat diet. Supermarket shelves were flooded with high glycemic carbohydrate foods, offering little in the way of nutrients, but plenty in the way of empty calories. These foods became dietary mainstays for many people, especially women, who found themselves indulging in snack foods such as reduced-fat baked potato and corn chips, and fat-free rice and corn cakes, cookies, pretzels, and crackers. Suddenly, millions of Americans were placing themselves in a chronic inflammatory condition. Why? Because eating these foods provokes a pro-inflammatory rapid rise in blood sugar, resulting in elevated insulin levels. Special note: what are high glycemic foods? According to the website www.glycemicindex.com, the glycemic index is a ranking of carbohydrates based on their immediate effect on blood glucose, sugar levels. It compares foods gram for gram of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates that break down quickly during digestion have the highest glycemic indices. Carbohydrates that break down slowly, releasing glucose gradually into the bloodstream, have low glycemic indices. To prevent weight gain and/or lose the unwanted weight, We need to replace sugary and starchy foods and beverages with high.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?